Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Dammie. If you're seeing my face for the very first time, and if you're a returning subscriber, thank you guys for always coming back. I appreciate the love. Please don't forget to always share, like and subscribe. So today's topic, I'm so eager to talk about today's topic. It's a very interesting one. I want to talk about what I've wanted to film for the longest time, but it just gets going down the priority list. But I've eventually found time today to film this video. So if you're seeing me for the first time, it's important I do a brief introduction so you understand why I'm filming this video. So I relocated to Australia 2 years ago now, about 2 years plus now, on a work visa, and getting into the work environment shook me a bit in the first few months. But today I'm just going to be talking about workplace culture in Australia. If this is something you want to know more about, or you just want to enjoy the video, please sit down, relax and keep watching. The very first one that stood out for me, would be the first name culture. I am from Nigeria specifically, and if you know Nigeria very well, we're very big on respect, and we don't have the first name culture. A lot of people tend to say it exists. I remember there was a time in my former office where they were enforcing it to say, oh, call, but you dare not. Like, they say do it, but you dare not, if you know what that means. Because the people at the top who are saying use the first name culture also have people on that same top who are saying you dare not call me by my name. So it was something that they said you should do, but people could not do it. Nigeria is very big on respect, trust me. So it's very difficult for me to call someone who is old enough to be my father by his name. You know what I mean? So yeah, that was a shock for me when I got here. And it doesn't even end at the point of the first name. Like, it's okay to say, oh, you call them by their first name, hey Dammie, like if Dammie is your boss. It was not that bad. And then there's this slang, like there's a lot of video on Australian slang, so I'm not going to film that video. But there's this slang that is very common in Australia, which is the mates. Like you're literally calling a partner, and then you say, hey mate. Yeah, that's like, I was like, okay. But anyways, that's what they do. And like for me as well now, it's a normal day-to-day life for me. I don't say mates, but obviously like mates, no, mate is my friends. Like I can call people on my level mate, I can call people but my boss mates, no, we are not that much of a pally to call them mates. So I don't use the word mate for my bosses, but it's something people do very often around. The next one would be the use of abbreviations. Australians, they love abbreviations. They can literally abbreviate every goddamn thing. Like even professional accounting terms, like everything is abbreviated, and it just keeps me, I'm always lost. Like everyone knows, like Dammie can be lost. You can tell me something and I'll just be sitting there, I'm like, what is this person just say? What's the meaning? Mostly because it's abbreviated, or you've just used the slang to say it. For instance, you've done something to someone and the person just said TA. TA means thank you in Australia. You're shocked, right? They say no, not abbreviations. No worries is something that is said as well. Like if you say, oh, thank you for helping me, like no worries, no worries. I've seen myself now saying no worries to everything you tell me now. Just say, oh, no worries. Just say thank you. Say, oh, no worries. You know the way would say, I know Nigeria saying don't mention, like no mention, like all those things, but everything here is no worries. Thank you, no worries. Can you help me do this? Oh, I got you, no worries. So yeah, no worries is something else you hear them say very often. Another thing you hear them say, I'm going on full on. So if you hear someone say I'm going in full on, I have a full on week, that means full on is literally busy. So they use abbreviations and slangs a lot, so you have to like catch up, get on to speed when you come into Australia. So that's another interesting thing. Another one is this one I'm still not used to, have not learned it. There was even a particular time, I think consciously I started, like maybe when I'm going for a meeting on Monday or Friday evenings, I'm thinking, what do I tell those people when they ask me? But I'm at the stage 2 years after, I'm at the stage where like I have nothing. And I remember one of my senior managers was like, oh, Dammie is going to be sleeping. So another thing they do is when you go for Friday meetings is they always Australians are very relaxed and they love to enjoy themselves, which is not the life we are used to as Africans. We don't enjoy ourselves. We always want to work hard, but they love to enjoy themselves. So by the time you're going in for a Friday meeting, for instance, like maybe your Friday, the first question, they try to create a nice atmosphere. They're very friendly people and very nice. So they tend to, like on Friday morning meetings, you see them asking, hey mates, what do you have planned for the weekend? Do you have anything interesting planned for the weekend? Do you have anything interesting you get into on the weekend? Like that's one question you get 80% of the meetings you go into on Friday. And by Monday morning, everyone is back and like, oh, how was your weekend? Did you get to anything interesting? And like people are catching up on how interesting their weekend was. Like it's just a norm. And I would go into these meetings, Dammie, do you have any interest? And I'm like, oh, I'm going to sleep. And my senior manager will literally answer even before I say it, because sleep for me is very important, because sometimes I need to catch up with family and friends abroad. So I sleep very late. So my weekends, I just want to catch up on sleep and just relax. Like I'm a mom of two, I've had enough, I just want to sleep. So but yeah, Australians would literally have something interesting. Like I don't think they have any weekend where they just sleep at home or just relax. They have to, is either they're on the beach, is either they've gone to an island. There's always something interesting to talk about, not to talk of even when you have a long weekend. So when it's a long weekend, they're literally out somewhere. You can't see them at home. Like when you resume after that long weekend, there's a lot of stories to catch up to. So that's something you need to get used to when you come to Australia or when you start working in Australia. Another is the fact that Australia is a very multicultural country. So if you see 10 people, for instance, in my office, let me use my office for instance, if they count out 10 people, maybe 2 or 3 of them would be indigenous Australians, whereas the others are from different countries around the world, which gives room for diversity. People from different, ranging from Philippines, people from the UK, people from Taiwan, people from Iran, like every country you can think of is in like we are all in that office. So it gives you the room to try different things, to understand people of different nature. You can't feel alone. Like you can never feel alone with that, in that kind of environment. You can't feel lost. I remember when I came in, I was the only like black, so I used to tell people, and yeah, this speaks of another point. Australia is very big on discrimination laws, like discrimination. They have discrimination policy. You cannot be you can't be seen or heard to discriminate anyone, either because of their color or because of their sex or anything. They are very big on it. It could lead to you losing your job. So I remember when I came in, I used to say, oh, I'm the only black lady in this office, so I'm going to be easily identifiable. If you're looking for me, just say, oh, that black girl. No one, I'm the only one that is allowed to say, because I'm the black girl. No, it was later I realized this, that no one can say, oh, that black girl. Like that word, that black girl, is kind of racist, or yeah, and they are very big on it. You could lose your job for making such a statement. So just be careful when you get here. Know that white girl, know that black girl, know that short girl. You know all those things you say normally as a joke. It's a big deal here, so be very careful. Something else that I've realized when I got here is the fact that after work drinks, and it's very interesting, especially on Fridays. You know the way, just because Africa again is big on respect and those things, people would literally, from partner to the least staff, would go for drinks. And like by drinks, I mean alcohol. You know the way you don't want your boss to see you take alcohol back home. It's just a life of pretense, if you ask me, because without them you take it, with them you take it. But here everyone is relaxed. Even your boss can decide to take you out for drinks and buy you guys, and you guys would have fun. Australians are always hanging out. Any little thing takes them to Fridays. So there's jokes, there's Friday beneath our office, and every other time you say, oh, let's go to Fridays, let's go celebrate on Fridays. Like that's the easiest place for them to go to if they don't have a proper dinner planned out. And if they go to Fridays, all they're going to do is have some good alcohol. Like alcohol is water. They take it all the time. There's no restriction regardless of who is watching. Yes, that's the word. Regardless of who is watching, people have fun and enjoy themselves. That's one thing they love to do. Aside from that, which is another thing, is just this normal coffee. Like some certain people cannot function without coffee in the morning. Strange, right? But yeah, they love their coffee. Australians don't joke with their coffee. Their morning coffee is very important to them. Australians are also very relaxed people. They are not I don't know how to say, but they are smart, but they are relaxed and laid back. No one glorifies working unnecessary hours. Normal work time is between 9 to 5 p.m. mostly, although they encourage flexibility. They allow you to work flexibly. Even there are people who don't work 5 days a week. You're able to work 4 days a week depending on what works for you and your personal needs. You can usually talk to your employers to say, oh, I don't think I can keep up with 5 days a week. I want to work 4 days a week. They encourage it a lot. There's something they call flex leave in my office. Like they are just very flexible people and very understanding. But you have to be straightforward. You have to be upfront about your conversations, like with them. Just be straightforward, and trust me, you'll find someone to help you. What I'm going to say now might be controversial, but this is based on my personal experience, and I stand to be corrected if I'm wrong. People tend to be opinionated. So by this I mean, where I'm coming from, growing up, when an elderly person is talking, you're meant to keep quiet. I don't know if that is a sign of respect or if it's good or it's bad, but that is what I've learned over the years. So coming here and one person is talking, the other person is trying to talk, like a lot of people are trying to talk at the same time. It's either they are trying to outshine each other on the conversation or trying to own the conversation regardless of who started it. It just irks me, like, oh, can you people keep quiet? Can the owner of this topic just keep it going? You know, but they are like, that's how they are trained. Everyone just wants to talk at the same time. I'm not brought up that way. So most times for my meetings, you'd see me quiet. And I'm not quiet because of the lack of not knowing what to say. I'm just quiet because that's just how I am brought up. Like, I want to hear everybody out. If I have something to say, sometimes you find me doing like very African, maybe doing like this or saying excuse me, and like everybody pause, like I have something special. Nothing special, but most times if I can take in what you're saying, I just keep quiet and maybe communicate my opinion later in a more subtle, appropriate way. But yeah, people tend to have lots of opinion here and they're just talking over each other, and sometimes it just you just lost the sense of orderliness in those meetings. But who am I? What do I know? And finally, the last one is something that the first week I got into Australia, I would literally be taking pictures of people. Like, I'll be snapping people's legs, I'll be sending to my friends, see what this person wore. You know, when I'm just in the city, not in the office, so just in the city, I see people wearing canvas to the office. I'm like, hey, workwear. Australians are too relaxed. Like, this is just the life. This is the life you want. The life that there's no so much pressure. They're just enjoying their life, and they are very hardworking. So let me just say, in as much as they say they are very relaxed, they are very laid back, they are smart people and they are hardworking. But what they do is when they are working, and when it's time to have fun, they are on both levels on 100. That's just the word. But anyways, going back to workwear, you know the way when you are going to, because I worked with a firm in Nigeria that our office was in UBA building, if you know Lagos Highland very well. So once you're going into UBA building, right, you see everybody suited up, boom, 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 like everybody is suited up, trying to outshine the next person. Here is not like that. On a Monday morning, you literally see people wearing canvas to the office. People wear slippers to the office. People wear polo to the office. People wear tank top to the office. And I'm like, I was taken aback and I'm like, okay, what's happening here? But that's just the thing. And I know for my office, what they say is dress for your day. For instance, you have a client meeting, as much as possible, you want to dress appropriately for those meetings. But if you don't have any of those meetings, trust me, you're free to wear a jean on a Monday to the office. No one cares. Because yeah, at the end of the day, what they need is what is here and not what you're wearing. But yeah, it's something that I was a bit shocked when I came in, you know. On my first day, I remember I wore a suit. I wore a suit. I felt hot, but not so hot because I started on the same day with other people who came from different countries. So we're still like, we had each other dressed up correctly. But the people who came to take us on training were so nicely dressed, but in the simplest way you would have expected in your work environment based on where I'm coming from. Sometimes I still find myself, I'm gradually adjusting because I brought some of my clothes from Nigeria, which is very corporate kind of, office kind of. But now I can literally, in Nigeria, I would not wear this to the office on a Monday to Friday. It's too colorful, it's so playful. But in Australia, I can wear this to the office on a Monday morning. No one cares. That's everything I'm going to be talking about today. My experience so far in Australia 2 years after. I'm so happy for the people I have around me. I have really supportive people in my office, always willing to help once I talk about my problem. But yeah, it's been an interesting journey. I will not have it any other way, and I'm happy for where I am today by the grace of God. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.